Hello YouTube, this is ST with ST's Silver Stacking again. Yes, I know my haircut sucks. What happened was I went to the barber. I do an activity on the weekends that I won't talk about on these videos because if I did talk about it, I could be construed as being a spokesperson for that entity. Not talking about or acknowledging what entity it is allows me greater freedom of speech. Anyway, I go to the barber. I said, I need a short haircut. How short you want? I said, tapered on the sides, short enough to lay over on top, not touching the collar of the ears. And this is what I got. So anyway, apologize. I'm ugly enough without having help in that matter. In this video, I'm going to talk about natural disasters that can change the fundamentals of society. I am going to talk about two. There are more. I'm not talking about a hurricane like Katrina. I'm also not talking about a planet killer like a huge asteroid that just takes us all out. But I am going to bring up Katrina to point out one issue. Hurricane Katrina hit. I watched it on TV. I'm sure you did as well. The horrible aftermath. The people that were suffering in New Orleans. Now think about this. Our government was fully intact after Katrina. Our military was fully intact after Katrina. Katrina only affected a small portion of this country. However, look how long the response was. It's not that the government didn't care. It's not that anybody didn't try. But that magnitude of a storm taxed our resources to an unreasonable level, and it took time to get in with relief. Now, the two events I'm going to talk about that could potentially happen are much, much broader in scope, and our government, our society would not be intact post these events. The first one I'm going to talk about is something called a coronal mass ejection. These occur from solar storms, and according to Wikipedia, a coronal mass ejection is an unusually large release of plasma and magnetic field from the solar corona. Okay, not a science dude, so I'm reading off Wikipedia. Now, when they hit Earth, they cause a geomagnetic storm. Why is this important? I'm sure as a prepper or as a silver stackers are self-reliant and they usually are more inclined to prepping. I know I am. I'm sure you have read about the effects of an EMP, electromagnetic pulse. Well, CME mimics the effects of an EMP. The satellites will be destroyed that's in its path. The electrical grid will be disrupted for long periods of time. There was a study recently by the government that said in case of an EMP, 90% of the American population will be dead in 12 months due to starvation. Now, when a CME hits, it's not going to cause physical effects except the northern lights will be brighter. They have hit the earth all throughout human history. However, it wasn't until the Carrington event in 1859 that we saw the effects of a CME. The reason that was we had telegraphs. That was the first time human technology became susceptible to a CME. It blew the telegraph off the poles. It shocked operators. It sent the telegraph system down. Now imagine today how reliant we are on the electrical grid. It would absolutely fry the grid, and it would take months or years to completely restore it. Okay, so one hit in 1859. How often do they hit? Well, we had a near miss July 23rd, 2012 from a CEME. It barely missed the Earth in the Earth's orbit. We had a glancing blow as well in 2012. Now, the government estimates there is a 12% chance of a CME hitting the Earth between the years of 2012 and 2022. Pretty high percentage given the potential ramifications of a CME hit. What would happen to society? No electrical grid, no communications. Society as we know it would be over. What would replace the current society? Leave that up to you. The second issue I'm going to talk about is a massive earthquake. The example I'm going to use is the New Madrid earthquakes of 1811 through 1812. It was a series of earthquakes that took place in the Mississippi Valley. Now, what's significant about these earthquakes is the largest, 7.9, was the largest earthquake ever recorded east of the Colorado Rockies. The aftershock was 7.4. The earthquake rang church bells in Boston. It caused the Mississippi River to flow backwards for several hours. Now, in 1811 through 1812, our infrastructure was almost non-existent in that area. Can you imagine St. Louis, Kansas City without power for a year? Our breadbasket is the central United States. Can you imagine rail and road traffic cut off from crossing the Mississippi River? Imagine the starvation that would result. The only way you can go across the Mississippi would be by air or by boat. The pipelines that feed the East Coast, refined gasoline, come from Louisiana up through that area. They would be wiped out. Millions of people would be homeless. Millions of people would go without power. Millions of people would starve. The damage would be in the trillions. The environmental impact from the chemical tanks that would burst would be staggering. Okay, these two events I talked about happening in the 1800s, they are frequently occurring. So my point is, as a silver stacker, we are naturally self-reliant. We need individually to develop a prepping plan, because an event like this we will be the only people that will be responsible for our survival. In the next video, I'm going to talk about state actors and terrorists and the threats posed to the United States by them. These videos are not to scare you, it's to urge you to take prudent action to protect your family and to protect yourself. Please comment. I review all comments. I don't mind if you disagree. I will put disagreement on and allow the comment to be posted. If you have a video that disagrees with what I say, put the link in the video. I will post that. If you make silver videos and you address a topic that's similar to this video, put your video link in the comments. I will be happy to post links to your video, or allow you to post links to your video here. The whole point is to get at the right answer. After I finish this series, and there's 3 more videos in it, I am going to go back through some of the comments. So if you left a comment, had a question, I haven't got to you, I apologize. I will be getting to you. And the comments have been awesome. I appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. We're going to get more back to precious metals invested in the future, but I want to lay some groundwork in before we do that. This is ST with ST Silver Stacking. God bless you. Goodbye.